Holding a plank involves no equipment, no extra weights, and absolutely no movement. By every visible metric, it appears to be the simplest physical task a human can perform. But within 30 seconds, the simplicity vanishes. The heart rate climbs, the diaphragm tightens, and the entire body enters a state of localized crisis as it fights to maintain a static position against gravity. Under this specific type of physical stress, the brain loses its ability to track duration accurately. Without the cadence of a stride or the rhythm of a repetition, the perception of time warps, turning seconds into minutes. Most people hit a wall of total systemic failure long before they expect to. Without a foundation of structural efficiency, the body typically collapses after just 23 seconds of effort. We have to look at why stillness causes such a rapid breakdown. It suggests that endurance isn't just about how hard you can squeeze a muscle, but how well you understand the mechanics of your own frame. You cannot outsuffer a structural flaw. To extend the hold, the focus must shift from pure willpower to precise mechanical alignment. When hips sag, load compresses the lumbar spine, creating sharp pain. Lifting hips into a neutral line creates a stable pillar, distributing weight evenly. Engaging the serratus anterior locks the shoulder blades, removing tension from the neck and upper back. The most effective cue is to actively imagine pressing the floor away from your body. This creates a direct neural bridge from the brain to the deep core, ensuring every stabilizing muscle is firing in coordination to support the weight of the torso. Once the body is locked into this geometric efficiency, the violent shaking is reduced to a dull, manageable vibration. But perfecting the form is only the price of admission. It removes the physical pain so you can face the actual challenge, the psychological attrition of being still. By the third week of the routine, the novelty has disappeared. The physical setup is easy, but it's replaced by a profound and irritating sense of boredom. The mind thrives on dynamic input. When deprived of movement, it begins to frantically search for any excuse to quit, not because of pain, but because of a lack of stimulation. An internal dialogue begins, rationalizing why you should stop. It tells you that you've done enough, or that a few seconds won't matter, especially since there is no one there to see you fail. This is where motivation is replaced by discipline. Motivation is an emotional state that fluctuates. Discipline is the mechanical commitment to the clock, regardless of how you feel about it. To manage this mental stagnation, you can introduce a rhythmic contrast like jump roping. The rapid, predictable cadence of the rope serves as a sensory palate cleanser, giving the brain the movement it craves before you return to the silence of the plank. The true purpose of the exercise is to train the nervous system to remain calm in the face of escalating discomfort. You are teaching your brain to sit with a sensation without reacting to it. On the final day, the environment is identical to day one. The floor is just as hard and gravity is just as heavy, but the cumulative effect of 26 days of repetition has changed the response. Even with perfect mechanics, the 2-minute mark brings back the familiar burning sensation and muscle fatigue. The body is once again under intense physical pressure. However, the mind no longer interprets this as an emergency. It acknowledges the fatigue, labels it as a temporary sensation, and continues the hold. The progression from 23 seconds to over 4 minutes isn't a result of a sudden spike in strength. It is the result of nearly a month of daily structural refinement and mental desensitization. Interestingly, the mirror shows almost no change. There is no massive muscle growth or dramatic change in physique to mark the hundreds of minutes spent in agonizing stillness. The results of this journey are entirely internal. You finish with a spine that refuses to slump, a mind that is harder to distract, and the proven ability to endure discomfort without breaking.